Welcome to Inform Yoga. When you're ready, we'll begin on our backs, and you can choose to have your knees bent, pointing up to the ceiling, or legs long, whatever is comfortable for you. For these next few breaths, we're just gonna start paying attention to the mechanics, so how it feels, where the movement happens. Pay attention to any sensations that are present for you, any thoughts, feelings. And now the idea is that we start to pair movement with breath. Let's begin by breathing a little bit deeper, finding that diaphragmatic breath into all aspects of the ribs, and exhaling, letting the breath go, the rib cage soften. Again, inhale, breathing a little bit deeper, and exhale, soften. Bring your attention to your pelvis. This next movement will be really small. If your legs are straight, please slide the heels in towards your glutes, bending both of your knees, and have your feet grounded. On your next inhale, bring your attention to where you're in contact with the mat at the hips, the shoulders, the back of the head. And on your exhale, notice where you are not in contact with the mat, likely your lower back, the back of the neck. And this is neutral. It has the natural curves in the spine. And so on your next inhale, just stay in neutral, be in neutral. And on your exhale, begin contracting in the low belly, pressing your lower back into that space of the mat. And it's a gentle press. Then we inhale, breathe into all aspects of the ribs, and return to neutral. Exhale, go ahead and do the same thing again, pressing the lower back down. Inhale, neutral, and exhale back. Let's do this a couple more times, articulating between that anterior and posterior pelvic tilt. Now, if this feels good in your body, you can continue with this. Otherwise, on your next exhale, start to roll the hips up towards the ceiling, lifting the hips, the lower back, the mid back, and maybe you come to the shoulders. Pause here on your in-breath, hold the hips up, keep the legs parallel, avoid opening the hips. And then exhale, lower in the reverse order. Upper back, mid back, lower back, and hips. Take an inhale to neutral, and exhale, posterior pelvic tilt, pressing lower back down until the hips rise. Stay here, breathe in, and lower down as you breathe out. Inhale, find neutral. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, hold. And exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, hold. And exhale, release back to the ground. Now here we're going to change our breathing pattern and our movement pattern just a little bit. We'll lift up on the inhale and we'll lower on the exhale. Okay. Okay, so keep the bridge. If you found that your legs were kind of opening, your hips opening, you can place a block between your knees. That might help. Pressing into your feet, inhale, lift your hips, and exhale, lower the hips. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. You can continue like this, or the next time you breathe in, lift the hips and lift the arms, reaching arms up towards the ceiling, and if it's available, all the way back. So they're reaching towards the back wall of the space you're in. Maybe the hands rest. And then as you exhale, lower hands, arms, and hips back to that starting point. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. And you're just working through whatever range feels good in your body. Starting to move into the joints of the shoulders through flexion and extension, articulating through the vertebral column, through extension, and then back to neutral. Finding movement in the hips through flexion and extension. And this is a great way to warm up. Keep going. Make this next one your last one. And then bring everything back down with arms and hips landing at the same time. When you get there, knees stay bent, but right knee draws closer to your chest. So reach your arms up and grab the leg, maybe the top of the shin. You can always grab a pant leg or use a towel or a strap if that's available. Now this next movement is small as well, it's subtle. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, draw the knee closer to your chest. Squeeze, 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 really activate. Inhale, keep hold of the leg, but just straighten the elbows, moving the hip and leg away from you. And again, exhale, draw it close to your chest. Moving with your breath, inhale, arms straighten, and exhale, elbows bend, hip flexes a little deeper. Now you can stick with this, moving at the speed of your breath, or the next time you exhale and draw that right knee closer, you can lengthen through the left leg. Just slowly slide the foot away from you. Keep the heel in contact with the mat. Take a couple more rounds here, breath by breath. And the next time you exhale, go ahead and release right foot to the ground. Knee is bent. Slide your left heel in towards you, reach up and catch hold of that leg. It's the same thing. We're just beginning by breathing in and out and moving with breath. So exhale, draw the leg closer to you. And inhale, straighten your arms. Move the leg away just a few degrees or a few inches. Exhale, draw it in. And inhale, move it away. Keep going. If you would like, you can straighten that opposite leg out the next time you exhale. Really reach through the heel, lengthen through that front body. It is as if you were standing on that opposite leg. Make this next one your last one. And when you exhale, set the foot down. Now, slowly bring both knees to your chest. Reach up, catch hold of the shins or legs, draw them both in. Keep them in at your chest as close as possible. You might want to grab a block or a book or a pillow and bring it over to your right side. On your next breath out, let the legs stay stacked but fall over to the right. Maybe you have no props, maybe you don't feel the need to include them, but again, having a prop underneath the bottom leg or placing it between the knees can feel nice on the lower back. Open your arms into this T shape, turning your head to face the left, and just breathe into your twist. On your next inhale, everything comes back to center, the head, the legs. And on your exhale, twist to the other side, setting yourself up however you want to feel good in your body, good in your lower back. And that allows you to breathe with expansion. Arms are wide, head turns to face the right now. Take another breath. And slowly inhale, roll back to center with the head and the hips. Now we're going to roll over to one side. Let's start on the right side here. Use your arm to support your head. And with the legs stacked, keep the knees bent. Very gently just start to lift that left knee apart from the right. Keep the heels touching. And exhale, bring the knees back together. So this is lateral rotation, just warming up the hips and the glutes. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Sometimes this is referred to as clamshells. Again, inhale, open. Exhale, close. Now we'll move into AB, abduction. You can keep that bottom leg bent for stability, or you can lengthen the legs out. Balance might be challenged here. And then leading with the heel and pinky toe of the foot, keep them at the same height as you slowly lift that top leg away from the bottom leg. And exhale, bring it back down. The idea is that you are continuing to move slowly, controlled. The range might not be very much, but you are moving at the speed that you breathe at. So however much range you have, keep going, but time it, pair it so that it's taking place concurrently with your breath. And from here, go ahead and close the legs. And we are going to bend the knees and slide onto our back or roll onto our back again. If you would like, with some books, pillows, or blocks, you can set them one on the left, one on the right. With your knees bent, heel toe your feet just a little wider apart so that they're not touching. And on your inhale, slowly with control, allow the legs to fall apart. Maybe they come to that surface you set up, and maybe they just move into their full range with no surface supporting. On your exhale, gently begin to move the legs back together as if you were squeezing them back together. But remember, it's taking the entirety of your breath to move through that range. Again, inhale, open. And exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. One more time, open. And close. Now, before we do the other side, go ahead and bring the knees to the chest. Take your block, and if you don't have a block, you can just imagine you have one. On its flat setting, place it between your knees. Now we want the knees to be straight above the hips. So this is tabletop, but supine tabletop. And you're going to keep squeezing the knees in towards each other. On your inhale, very gently move the feet out to either side. So right foot moves to the right, the lower leg follows, of course, and the same with the left. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, feet move away from each other. And exhale, they come back to parallel. One more time as we take the femur, that upper thigh bone, through internal rotation. And exhale back to center. Good. You can move the block now. We're going to roll on to the left side or whatever side you didn't do. Again, you can support your head with your arm, maybe bend the elbow and hold the head. And we'll begin with those clams. Legs are stacked, knees are bent. Inhale, open, keep the heels or the toes touching, and then exhale, gently bring the legs back together. Inhale, open, and exhale, close. Inhale, open, exhale, close, and make this next one your last one. Move on your own. And from here, we'll go ahead and move into the next thing. Finding that abduction. So remember, bottom leg can remain bent for a wider base of support, or legs can both lengthen for added challenge. When you're ready, lift that leg up. Right leg moves away from the left. Lead with the heel and pinky toe of the foot, and then exhale, come on back down. Keep going. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Lift up and lower. Very gently now, bring your knees into your chest and roll over to one side and gently press yourself up. Find a tabletop. Now, once you're settled into your tabletop, let's try and find that neutral spine with some core engagement. We're going to start with the shoulder blades. So Inhale, drop the chest down enough to squeeze the shoulder blades onto your back together. And then exhale, just let them glide away from each other. We'll do it again. Inhale, shoulder blades squeeze. And exhale, they glide apart. One more time like that. Inhale, squeeze shoulder blades. And exhale, they glide apart. Now we're going to add the spine to articulate a little bit more. So inhale, drop the belly, look forward in the chest. Maybe those shoulder blades come together. And exhale, as they glide apart, notice rounding your spine, tucking chin to chest. That helps to facilitate it. Inhale again, arch the back forward, and exhale, round the spine back. And then from here, we'll come into a tabletop again, just in neutral. Shift your weight to your left hand and tent up your right fingers. On your inhale, reach that right arm forward with the thumb facing the ceiling. This is what we call neutral. Now this next movement, we want the movement to happen primarily in the shoulder joint. So at the top of that humerus bone, upper arm bone. Breathe in, and on your exhale, palm turns down, sweeping that arm behind you, and then bend at the elbow, tap your knuckles to your back. Reverse that, remove the hand from your back, straighten the elbow, swim the arm out in front of you, back to a neutral grip, and exhale, swim the arm back. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reach back. And it's different this time. We'll inhale, reach forward. And you can take your fingertips to the ground for a moment, or the whole palm. We're going to reach opposite leg back. So left leg kicks back behind you. Maybe start with toes on the ground. Tenting up the right fingers. Reach that right hand forward, and very slowly, if you feel ready, lift the left leg up. So now you're balancing on the left hand and the right leg. Take an inhale, and then exhale, set everything back down into tabletop. Good. We're going to move over to the left arm this time. Tent up those fingers. And when you're ready, reach that hand forward, thumb up. Exhale, nice long arm as you swim the arm back behind you. Then you bend the elbow. Knuckles tap to the back. Inhale, reverse that, reaching forward. And exhale, swim back. Inhale forward, exhale back, inhale forward, and exhale back. Reach that arm in front of you again. Remember, you can bring the hand down or you can keep it lifting. Opposite leg reaches back. Start with the toes on the mat, find your balance, then lift the leg up. So this time it should be left arm and right leg lifting. Inhale and exhale, come back down to center. Now to close out our practice, we'll just take the legs, keep them bent. You can choose to have them together or toes together, knees apart. Gently walk yourself back so that you're setting your ribs down over the thighs, resting your head, relaxing your arms, and finding child's pose. Take a big breath in, expand into all sides of your rib cage, front, sides, and back. And exhale, soften. Take another breath. And you are welcome to stay here for as long as you have time, as long as it serves you. When you are ready, you can gently transition